The next domino to fall, Peter, because we had the graphic up earlier and we can put it back up with the 5 vacancies that are still out there. There's been a buzz all week that Arthur Smith, the Titans offensive coordinator, who obviously is available to be hired now because the Titans lost, he's going to be the next coach of the Falcons. Now, the Falcons still haven't hired a GM, but it looks like Arthur Smith's going to be hired to be the head coach. And I still have some trepidation about the situation in Atlanta. What's Rich McKay's role? How much power does he have? Why are you hiring a coach before you hire a GM? It's just kind of strange to me in that regard. But you know what? If they're waiting for Terry Fontenot to finish his run with the Saints, and maybe that run ends on Sunday, maybe you just got to go ahead and put the cart before the horse and hire your coach first. But that looks like it's the next one to go. Arthur Smith, the short trip from Nashville to Atlanta.
And the interesting thing about that one would be, we talk about a program coach. When Arthur Smith first got into the NFL, he coached on the second time around staff of Joe Gibbs in Washington. And I had a long conversation with Arthur Smith earlier in this season. He was on my podcast. And we talked a lot about what he learned from Joe Gibbs. And I think more than anything else, when I think back, it's about how to build a program and how to listen. Those were two of the things that I came away from listening to Arthur Smith, because Joe Gibbs, as much as anybody who's been a coach, has had to be a coach of all different aspects and facets of the team. And, he really had his hand in special teams. Obviously, he had his hand in offense, had his hand in personnel a lot with Bobby Beathard, in the first go-around when they were really successful. And so, to me, I think Arthur Smith has a global perspective of what it's like. He's going to have an uber-involved owner in Arthur Blank. He's going to have a partner in a general manager. And look, the one thing that you hear about Arthur Smith when you talk to people who know him well, ultimate collaborator. He doesn't want, he's not into this, it's my call, I'm going to do this. He's one of these guys who's going to get everybody's opinion and make the best decision for the team. I thought coming into this offseason that the two guys, or coaching season, that the two guys who were almost locks to get jobs were Arthur Smith and Robert Saleh. And now 3 jobs down, it appears as though Smith is going to get that job in Atlanta. And if that happens, now we enter into the secondary phase with all the guys who are really interesting and you really like, but you don't know if this is their year to get jobs. One of those guys, Mike, what happens if the Los Angeles Rams beat Green Bay this weekend and hold the Packers to below 21 points, let's say, and have a great defensive game? Does that all of a sudden raise the profile of Brandon Staley? I think everybody thinks that Brandon Staley, hey, really good candidate. He'll be a head coach in 22 or 23. I don't know, maybe. But, this is not over yet. There are still some openings out there. So, let's see what happens.
One last thing about Arthur Smith that just fascinates me. There's always that huge disparity between what the coach makes and what the quarterback makes. And the quarterback in Atlanta, Matt Ryan's at $30 million a year. Arthur Smith is the son of Fred Smith, the founder of FedEx. Arthur Smith's he sneers at $30 million a year. He's at the same stratosphere with Arthur Blank. Eventually, I don't know how much of that he's already gotten from Dad, but I got to respect the fact that he's achieved at such a high level when there's never been that financial impetus that for so many people can drive them to do great things. If they come from nothing or close to nothing, that lights a fire. He already had that fire to achieve even without the necessity to go out and make his own way. So Arthur Smith could be the coach of the Falcons as soon as today. The Lions hired Brad Holmes, the former Rams director of college scouting, as their general manager. The Panthers bring in Scott Fitterer, one of the executives in Seattle, to be the GM, to work with/for Matt Rule. Still plenty of jobs that need to be filled, and we'll be keeping you up to date throughout the day, throughout the weekend at ProFootballTalk.com. Peter will have it all broken down on Monday morning in Football Morning in America, and who knows, maybe you'll hear something more over the course of the remainder of the program. You never know when the next shoe is going to drop.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.